The best time to buy a house is yesterday.
Yeah, Boise Regional Realtors President Debbie Myers not being literal there. Recent data from Agent Advice puts Idaho in the top 10 for most expensive states to own a home in. And she's just saying there that the best time to buy a house is already past. Sorry. Today on Growing Idaho, has it always been this tough to buy a home, though? Were things really all that easier years ago, say in the 70s or the 80s? Well, we'll start with the mortgage rates, the interest rates. The blue line, the average 30-year fixed rate. Green line is the 15-year fixed rate average. Right about now, we're at a 20-year high, more than 7% for a 30-year rate. Rates were pretty high for most of the 70s, but look at that. Back in 1981, those rates peaked, averaging more than 18%. It's more than double what the average mortgage rate is right now. So that means homes are actually more affordable now, right? Well, not so fast. Let's ask Myers.
The interest rates really do impact people. I know that in the 80s they were, 3 times what they are now, whatever they were, but also home prices were $70,000. So if you're paying, 15% on a $70,000 loan, that impacts that payment a lot less than if you're paying 7% on a $700,000 loan, right? It's really out of whack.
Myers makes a great point there. So let's look at more factors beyond the mortgage rates. Consumer Affairs compiled a bunch of numbers from the census and more. They found that Gen Z, current generation dollars today, have 86% less purchasing power than when baby boomers were in their 20s back in the 1970s. The cost of public and private school tuition has increased by 310% and 245%. Wages have increased by 80%, but that is a lot less impressive when you learn the average consumer price index has more than quadrupled. And the big stat, home prices. Nationwide, the median home price has gone from less than $25,000 to $416,000. Again, that's the nationwide average. So it sure seems like it is harder to afford a home right now. And if you are looking to buy, well, you already know that. But if you're not looking to buy, the lack of affordable housing is a problem for you too. Why? Because local home ownership is good for our economy and it's good for our community.
It's more than just a home, although that's a big part of it. Lots of studies show that homeowners make great neighbors. They have pride in their property. They're willing to maintain and improve that property. It's good for everyone around them. It's good for them. But it's also the number one way that most American families have of building any sort of multi-generational wealth. If we deny people the opportunity to get into that home ownership market, we deny them to large extent, we deny them the ability to gain that wealth for their families going forward. It's really important.
As always, though, there is some hope. Debbie recommended that you first-time homebuyers manage your expectations as much as you can and do not look for your starter home to be your dream home. Look for a place that's outside your desired neighborhood and definitely needs some fixing up. That way, it should be closer to affordable. But there's still no guarantee that it will be actually affordable because, as we've discussed here on Growing Idaho before, even starter homes are harder and harder to find.